Hi Tarot friends, it's Jade here with Tarot Your Truth, and I am here with another installment in the in my Walking Through the Tarot series, where I'm going through every single card in the tarot deck. So far we've done 11 cards, which is the Fool through to the Wheel of Fortune. Today's video we will be covering Justice, which is number 11 on the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, but is number 8 in the Ancient Italian and Tarot de Marseille decks, which I'll show you at the very end, as well as a couple of RWS decks call it number 8 as well. So I'll show you those. Anyway, so I'm going to start off by reading some of the traditional meanings that come with the cards. I'll start off with the RWS one, and then of course I will read some of the different meanings that we get through some of the other cards, just so that we can contrast and compare. I have some serious decks, and then I have some decks that I don't really read with, or I haven't really spent too much time reading with just yet, and are just for fun. Like the tarot, the Housewives Tarot, which you see on the left here, I haven't actually used for any readings yet. I just thought it was really hilarious. So without further ado, let's see what Rider-Waite-Smith references say about this card. Okay, so the Kitchen Table Tarot by Melissa Sonoma says, I am balancing. Being critical and impartial, no room for empathy. Action. When this card comes up in a reading, you have to take all of your emotions out of the decision you need to make. Make a list of pros and cons. Research. It can also mean that you're about to get judged. On the flip side, the shadow side, unfair, overly emotional, and ridiculous. Some other RWS meanings say things like, your rights have been protected by her word. The scales weigh in your favor to claim your innocence. And on the flip side, intolerance, bias, injustice. Thought it might be fun actually to read what the Housewives Tarot says, because I don't think I've read that in any of these videos just yet. So this says, just got the little book here. Fairness rewards punishments. Justice is best served by a fair and impartial judgment. It is about weighing both sides and finding the proper balance. The time has come to get what you deserve. Justice is as much about rewarding with sweets as it is chastising with a wooden spoon. It's up to you whether you end up licking a lollipop or rubbing a sore behind. Like Mother always says, what goes around comes around. So it's quite interesting because, you know, at the end of the day, they get to the same meaning. This is the Zombie Tarot. Art history for past lives. Tarot de la Nuit. Let's just see what that one says. I love this deck. This was my first tarot deck. And I adore it. Okay. Fairness, objectivity, fair judgment, search for truth, sincerity of the heart and mind. Look for fairness and equity in any decision. She makes her judgment with her scale and renders her verdict with her sword. Her mind is clear and square. She reminds us to learn from past mistakes, take responsibilities for your actions. The truth is the only thing she's interested in. So in other words, be careful what you when you do call her, because she's not necessarily going to take your side. Okay, just for fun, I throw one in just at random, which is the Spirit of Halloween Tarot. I don't read with this deck. It was just a fun thing. But anyways, Justice is a Valkyrie. I don't know too much about Norse mythology, but that is something that I do want to rectify. Justice from the Game of Thrones. Let's see what the Game of Thrones says. I find this this deck of these meanings actually quite insightful, even though it is it's a pop culture thing. So, justice, action, decisions, alacrity, or clarity, perception, balance. Number 11 has two numbers of equal value, and so is a symbol of balance, equality, and choices. A decision goes in your favor, and you are judged fairly, provided you are deserving. You succeed, also in tests, interviews, and negotiations. Past mistakes or arguments are laid to rest. In all matters, you act according to your conscience and the higher good. The card also signifies improved finances, support, and good advice. The spiritual aspect of the card sees you connect with divine guidance. Also, signing contracts, legal issues. On the negative side, you may suffer a miscarriage of justice and be ill-treated, or need to accept responsibility for a mistake you made. Overall, there's a theme of unfairness running in relationships and or work. Interesting. The Rackham Tarot. The Vice Versa Tarot. So here's the front. And here's the back. Vice versa. Let's see what that says. The front says, the perfect compensation of opposite forces. Vision of the real nature of things and not only their appearances. The inner center from which a correct assessment emerges. On the back side, which we can see now, destruction of balance in favor of a higher inner karmic justice. Elimination of sludge, useless thoughts, rational complications that are not obsolete. Interesting. I love this card. This is the Everyday Witch. Clearly she is not blind. She's peeking through there. Love the cats. What goes around comes around. Be careful of what you are putting out into the world. The card may also be an assurance that you are going to triumph over an unfair situation at last. The Gilded Tarot. The Mermaid Tarot. Revelations, right side up. And upside down. The Aquarian Tarot. Justice. Whoa. Clearly I put too many things on here. Sorry about that. The Muse. I have a feeling this is going to crash again. My apologies. This is the Muse Tarot. Emerging Toronto Artists. Nicoletta Ciccoli. Shadowscapes. Let's see what Shadowscapes says. Balance, harmony, equilibrium, assuming responsibility, weighing all sides of an issue before making a decision, choosing with full awareness. Justice relies on a logical mind capable of objective ruling or on situations and adjusting what needs reassessment. The Spiral Tarot. The Joie de Vivre. Let's see what that says. A choice must be made in order for you to take a new direction in life. As all decisions influence the course of fate, give careful consideration by exploring different points of view. When examining choices, find a balance between your conscience and your inner desires. By remaining honest in your actions and acting with integrity, fate will turn in your favor. On the flip side, dishonesty, setbacks, abuse of power. So they all generally have the same message, just with a few tweaks to them. That's the Teramuha. Here's the Hidden Realms. The Fountain Tarot. Take these out of here. The Wild Unknown. Crystal Visions. Mystic Mondays. Dark Mansion. Pagan Otherworlds. Mystical Manga. The Crow Tarot. The New Mythic Tarot. And the last RWS based one is the Next World Tarot. Also Justice. Fun. So there are those ones. And let's go to the Tarot de Marseille first. This is the Tattoo Tarot. This one says, this actually is number 8, as I mentioned earlier. Balance, equilibrium, equality, symmetry, harmony, integrity, honor, fairness, neutrality, moderation, attraction and repulsion, polarity, oversensitivity, vindication, self-righteousness, bigotry, prejudice, favoritism, promise versus threat, rights abused. I do really like how in the Tarot de Marseille they don't say, oh, this is the right side up and then this is the shadow side. They just tell you what all the meanings are, and then you need to figure it out based on your specific question. This is the Marshmallow Marseille. And the Tarot Classic. Let's see what Stuart Kaplan has to say about this. So I am reading from the Tarot Classic by Stuart Kaplan. And I have to go back to number 8. Fairness, reasonableness, justice, proper balance, harmony, equity, righteousness, virtue, honor, virginity, just reward, sincere desire, good intentions, well-meaning actions, advice, self-satisfaction. The eventual outcome, whether favorable or unfavorable, will truly be fair for the person concerned. Equilibrium, poise, impartiality, capable of perceiving temptation and avoiding evil. This card suggests a person who responds favorably to the good nature of others, a considerate person, someone who doesn't take unfair advantage of a situation. The reverse meaning, bias, false accusations, bigotry, severity in judgment, intolerance, unfairness, and abuse. All right. We go to the one JJ Swiss. She will cut your head off. The Tarot of the Master. Let's just see what this one says. Really quick. Let's read the English version, shall we? Right. Some of the details of this classic icon of justice with a sword and scales refer to characteristics and prints of the French Revolution. Someone doesn't say too much about the actual meaning, but and my Soprafino deck, love. And with this one, we come to the end of the card 8 or card 11 Justice card. I hope that you enjoy these. I find, you know, as with most of them, but this one in particular, most of the meanings tend to run fairly the same, with just a few tweaks here and there, depending on which are highlighted in the art. But I would love to hear if you have come across any other meanings through your studies or your readings. I would love to hear that. Please leave me a comment down below. I'd love to have a conversation about that. And I will see you next time with card number 12. And please don't, if you have enjoyed this, please do hit the like and subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. And so we'll see you next time with card 12, which is the Hangman. Bye for now.